Hi, this is Keeper, and welcome back to On Air during Direct Selling's celebration of Black History Month, brought to you by MLMBlackWoman.com and DirectSellingLive.com. This year's theme, Blacks in Direct Selling, a legacy of greatness, a legacy of historical significance to direct selling. All this month, we brought you a number of speakers, beginning with Ebony Williams, Rhonda Dallas, and the great Shakira Ali, to talk about the historical significance of blacks in direct selling, where we were, where we are, and where we're going. Today, we have a major guest with us today, CEO and founder of Soul Purpose Lifestyle Company, Nadine Thompson, one of the few black owners in direct selling, one of the even fewer black female owners in direct selling. Having her here today to talk about what it's like to be walking in the footsteps of the great Madam C.J. Walker, whose foundation, whose structure for business is what we call network marketing today. Madam C.J. Walker is the first self-made millionaire in the United States. Listen to me, I did not say the first black self-made millionaire. I said the #1 self-made millionaire in the United States is a black woman. Madam C.J. Walker, who with her 3,000 Walker agents spanned the United States selling her hair care products and allowing them to recruit their own teams, to build their own teams of salespeople, which then put in place to structure the foundation of what we call network marketing today. Today, Nadine Thompson is here to talk about, in a very candid, honest discussion about the significant challenges of what it's like to be a black owner, what it's like to be a black female owner here in network marketing. It's a great conversation and well worth your time. It's a longer show than normal because she had a lot to say, and we absolutely loved having her. When this is all done, I will finish up with a speech from 1933 with Mary McLeod Bethune, the founder of Bethune-Cookman College, and a significant speech that she gave about the power of the black woman in American history. So sit back and relax and enjoy my conversation with the icon, Nadine Thompson, CEO and founder of Soul Purpose Lifestyle Company.
When my mother used to sell Princess House.
Joined Amway that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, oh, cosmetics will never sell on Party Plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
Welcome back to On Air and MLM Black Woman as we celebrate Black History Month here in Direct Selling. It is a legacy we can be proud of, and speaking of legacies, it's not often that you get a chance to have an iconic figure speak to you. But our guest today is definitely that. We have Nadine Thompson, the founder and CEO of Soul Purpose. Nadine, how are you?
I'm fine. It's Friday afternoon, Keeper, so I think we're going to have to forgive each other here.
Oh, let's just do what we can do, right?
Right.
For those of you who don't know, Nadine has very often made our Power 50, and which of course she did once again in January, our Women in Power. And just this month, Black Enterprise Magazine named her as one of the most powerful women in business. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And we're excited about it. We got a little bit of bad news today that they've pushed the article itself to June. I think, all the magazines are hurting with advertising costs. So they had to cut a few pages and spread them out through June. But we still have the honor, and they're still going to run the piece. So I'm really excited about that.
You should be. It is an honor that is well deserved.
I love Black Enterprise and really have been, they've been a part of my inspiration since I started my business 12 years ago. So, I really love the magazine as much as I love what you're doing at Direct Selling Live.
Why, thank you very much. We're here to talk about Black History Month, something that I think from a direct selling standpoint is just another one of those opportunities for marketing, another one of those opportunities for bringing awareness that we as an industry do not do very well, and certainly, some of the associations. However, MLM Black Women in Direct Selling Live, we're really spearheading this effort to get recognition with Black history, because there's such a legacy of history, starting as far back as Madam C.J. Walker, which a lot of people don't really realize put forth the foundation and the structure of what we now call network marketing. One of the questions that I have for you is, from a legacy standpoint, what should direct selling come to recognize and understand about Madam C.J. Walker?
I think the most compelling part of her story is that here is a woman who was the daughter of sharecroppers and slaves, who herself was a laundry woman, but who had a vision for something better for her life. Mm-hmm. And she chose direct selling as the way to get out of it way back when. She realized in working for that hair care company that if she could sell these products door to door, and if she could show other women how to do hair and how to have their own home-based businesses doing hair and selling the hair care products, that they could really create small businesses for themselves. And she was absolutely right. So where the whole idea for entrepreneurship for a Black woman, a woman who was, a slave derivative, here she was thinking, gosh, how can I get out of this? And she used this door-to-door direct sales as her way out. And I think that's phenomenal. That is really phenomenal thinking.
I think one of the things that we need to put into perspective here is network or direct selling started, back. Network marketing or direct selling started back centuries ago. It was a very, very common practice in the 1700s, 1800s. But around 1850, Southwestern Company came into being, or 1886, Avon came into being, and was really kind of the door-to-door puller brush kind of thing.
Right.
What Madam C.J. Walker put in place was her Walker agents. Some 3,000 women spanned across the United States, and they did the very same thing. But then she gave them the ability to recruit other women and derive benefit from them, which is the model of what network marketing is. So for those people who don't understand, Madam C.J. Walker also became the very first self-made millionaire in the United States. Black, white, Hispanic, you name it. She is number one self-made millionaire in the United States, and it's a Black woman. For distributors, particularly those that are Black in direct selling, and the reason why I could ask you this with the utmost sincerity is because you, as I look at what you go through, you're very much a Madam C.J. Walker type. You go through the same things. What should Black distributors themselves do with the knowledge of a Madam C.J. Walker? How can that help them with their business?
I think that's such a great question. And I think it is the question because if you ask any of us in the direct sales industry, the participation of the African American community is very low. I mean, whites are making a tremendous amount of money in this industry. Hispanics have caught on. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, beyond Madam C.J. Walker, we really haven't caught on to this. And the potential in the Black community is probably the greatest one.
Yeah.
We've got a church network system. We've got a family-based community system. We've got everything in place to be successful. But for some reason, I think we, I don't know if it's the history of direct sales. We don't feel any ownership with it. We don't realize that Madam C.J. Walker and her history, that, there's that there. But I really think that Blacks can benefit from this model, and we can do very well with it if we were to engage it, and if we were to learn more about it, and if we were to understand exactly how network marketing works. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it comes out of ignorance of the industry. We really don't understand it. We're scared of the pyramid schemes. We're scared of getting taken. We're sometimes afraid of the fact that if we do well, we're really helping somebody else get a check. And really, I don't want to help somebody else get richer before I get richer. So there's a lot of misconceptions, I think, that we have to clear up. And one of the things I say in Soul Purpose all the time, my reframe on it is that this is the only industry where you can get rich by helping other people to get rich.
Yeah.
And that you only get rich if you help the people below you to succeed. And so in helping others to succeed, which so many of us are good at, we in turn succeed. And that is the way we need to look at it. And I think that's the message we need to get across. And that this really is an opportunity where anyone can come in regardless of their education, their race, their religious background, their sexual orientation. You can come in, join a business like Soul Purpose, be passionate about it, and make just as much money as somebody who's at Herbalife or Amway. I mean, there is an opportunity there that really it's a level playing field, really.
That is very, very well said. I mean, all of it, because I happen to agree with you. The black participation in this industry is so low, and there's absolutely no reason for it to be that way. You are one of the few black owners of a company, and then toss into that mix that you are a female makes it even doubly special. You, the Dudleys at Dudley Product, now Dudley Q, talk about Ursula and Eunice Dudley, Dr. Tracy Lynn at Tracy Lynn Jewelry, and then of course you at Soul Purpose Lifestyle Company. As a black owner, then tossed into the mix, a black female owner, what are some of the challenges that you go through that might not be typical of a white owner?
I think for me, it's been really hard to get the capital that I need in order to take the business to the next level. I think particularly as a woman, women have issues in raising money and running companies.
Yeah.
As a black woman, you've got that other element on top. So you've got gender, and then you put race on top of it. And so it just makes it really challenging. And so I think that, for example, at Soul Purpose, and I know with Dudley, and I know with Tracy Lynn, that we're all basically in the same place. We've got great products. We've got a great opportunity. We've got a great idea. We've got a great vision for what we want to do. But finding the capital to take us from where we are here to the next step in business development is really tricky. And one of the issues is that it's very hard to get loans for direct sales to start your own company from traditional banks because they don't understand direct sales and network marketing. And so it's really hard to go into a bank and sometimes explain to them what it is you're trying to do. So financing is hard. And really these companies, I think, thrive on having, an adequate amount of cash flow coming in that you can run promotions, that you can develop and create new products, that you can travel and get out there, that you can get to conferences to share your message. I do a lot with partnerships. I've learned to work around the traditional things. So I may not have, $50,000 to do a huge corporate booth at Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit next week, but I bartered with them and said, I'll supply the speaker gifts for you if you let me have a table.
Yeah.
And, so in the end, we've got some of the 50 top black female executives at Black Enterprise are going to get Soul Purpose as their gift, and we're going to have a table at the event. So I do things like that and work those partnerships, which I think black women are very good at. And if we, develop our relationships, there's interesting ways to go about doing the business. But, we've got to get creative because it's otherwise you just wouldn't get out there. And so I have found that in lieu of going and asking a bank for a $10,000 loan to go to one of these big events, I've learned to be creative, to work with other companies, to partner with people to in order to accomplish the things I want to accomplish.
One of the things that you said was the challenges of being able to raise capital. I think a lot of those challenges could be solved if more blacks got involved in network marketing and in particular recognized the black-owned companies. There is this social construct, I think, that causes at times us as black people here in America to to think exactly what you just said. Why am I going to help someone else make money if I'm not making money? And that's just a myth. That's just a misconception, because no one in this business can make money and you not make money if you're all doing the business. So here's a question for you before we get ready to wrap up this segment: is, as a black company, what's the perception of people thinking that you're only trying to recruit blacks in your company? Your products are only for blacks, because I know that not to be the case. My wife is white, of 27 years. She's Jewish, and she absolutely loves Soul Purpose products. But it just seems as though when you're talking about a black-owned company, that the idea is that you're only trying to recruit blacks, and then it's weird, because then black people will say, well, I don't want to only go to a black-owned company. I want to go to a company that's diverse. You are extremely diverse in your products and what you're offering.
It's really a challenge. I think the only person that I've seen really master this is Oprah, that she was able to create her, media in, her whole thing, and have white women feel comfortable sitting at the Oprah table and not feel that her topics were only for black women.
Yeah. And
I think many of us black women business owners have really tried to look at the Oprah model and say, what is it? How is she doing it that white women can feel just as comfortable in her presence? Mm-hmm. I know that for me, if you've got a sales force of mostly black women out there selling, they're selling to other black women. But to be honest, many of our black entrepreneurs are going into the office place. They're selling the products to white women. White women are loving it. And one of the ways I got around that was by our graphic design, making it very sort of multicultural, global in its aesthetic, so that it's less about race and more about culture. I created fragrances that had a global appeal. So at Soul Purpose, you're going to find fragrances like Australian sandalwood, Armenian pomegranate, Caribbean.
If I could just jump in here for a second, we're going to wrap up this this topic, but we're going to come back to what you're just talking about. What is it that Soul Purpose offers the product? Because there's actually one particular product that I'd really like you to explain to me, and that's body custard. Okay. When we come back.
Okay.
The Cash Flow Show, Direct Sales Radio. Host Deb Bixler brings you sales tips, lead generation systems, and best business practices that guarantee direct sales success. Whether you're looking for a little extra cash or a career change, the Cash Flow Show, Direct Sales Radio will give you proven systems that will work in your home business. The Cash Flow Show, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time on World Talk Radio Variety.
When my mother used to sell Princess House.
Joined them way that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, cosmetics will never sell on Party Plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
Welcome back to On Air during Direct Selling's celebration of Black History Month. Direct Selling Live and MLM Black Women are spearheading this effort because as an industry, we need to do more to recognize not only black heritage, black legacy, Hispanic legacy as well, and as well as the Asian legacy. We have the iconic figure, the CEO and founder of Soul Purpose lifestyle company, Nadine Thompson. She's made our Power 50 again this year. It's one of the 50 most powerful people in direct selling. Again, she made the Women of Power as one of the most powerful women in all of direct selling, and just recently named by Black Enterprise Magazine, that's right, the national publication, is one of the most powerful women in business. welcome, Nadine. Thanks. It's wonderful to have you here.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here. I love what you're doing, and I'm just really honored to be here and honored to be on your list again, actually.
You know, some of these things are just no-brainers. Because for our list, it's a good thing. We're going to talk about your products and who they are really for. For our list, there are two main criteria. You need to be a power player in direct selling at some level. It could be, you could be a power player in the beginning, a power player in the middle of the year, a power player at the end. But you need to have some power and influence. After that, the main thing is how do you transcend the industry? Meaning, what is it that you do that gives back to humanity? You are one of the few black-owned owners, so you transcend the industry that way, especially for young black girls who are looking at business models and things to do. You transcend the industry in a lot of ways. Speaking of transcending and being a transformative figure like you, Dr. Tracy Lynn at Tracy Lynn Jewelry and the Dudleys, your products, oftentimes I could see, well, I won't say oftentimes, but I imagine at times people think they're just for black people, which I know them not to be. My wife loves them. And like I said, she's my wife for 27 years. She's white and she's Jewish. When it comes to your products, do people tend to think that they're only for black people?
You know, initially, if I am at a booth at a national conference, you'll have white women that will come up, they'll try the product, they'll use it, but many of them will politely say, is this okay to use on white skin, or is this only for black women? And I always smile. And, you know, to be honest with you, being a social worker by training, I really appreciate the white woman that asks the question.
Okay.
That has the courage to say, you know, I don't know if this is a black company, if these are only for black women, or can I participate? I really appreciate that. I appreciate that more than somebody just walking by altogether and not even trying the product or talking to me. So I like to engage in the conversation because then I get to talk to them about the fact that the products are made for all women, the fact that our vendors actually that make the products are socially responsible vendors, white vendors in Oregon, because it's an all-natural company. So I deal with vendors who make products that are organic and all-natural and botanical.
But
And
the fact that this vendor is white really doesn't have any bearing on the reason why you went for them. It's that they were able to deliver the product that you were looking for, correct?
Absolutely. Okay. And then when we said to them, you know, 70% of our customers are going to be black women just because of the nature of who I am as a woman, the fact that I am marketing to women who look like me, that I'm going to conferences where there are black women, that I'm recruiting in the black community. I have to make a product where a black woman can put it on and know it's not going to dry her skin out, where she's not going to look ashy by the end of the day, where, you know, I just make a really high quality product. And as you can see from the cosmetic commercials on TV, white women are getting into the avocado oils and the shea butter and the cocoa butter, and they're beginning to understand the benefits of using highly moisturizing oils in their skincare products. So it really has been a journey, and I think an educational journey for women to understand why the products that were originally created for black women really are extraordinary for all women, and white women particularly need the moisture to protect the wrinkling. So when I have a chance to talk to women at a table, they're usually enlightened and walk away, sometimes even buying more than the average black woman would buy at a table, because they feel educated, they feel informed, they understand, they get to feel and experience it, and they think, wow, this is great. This is great.
You know, it's interesting that you say that when a non-black, but primarily someone white will come to your table, will question whether or not the product is for them. When a product is put out by a white company, no one even asks.
We don't ask that question. We make the assumption it's for the general market, and we make the assumption. But though, I have to say, black women understand that if they go up to a booth and somebody's selling shampoo, unless it says it's a very moisturizing shampoo, we're not going to buy it for our hair. Unless it's a really moisturizing lotion, we know by just the essence of being black in this country, that not everything that you're going to pick up at Walmart or Walgreens is going to work for you.
Sure.
And one of the benefits about Soul Purpose is that you know that when you come to a Soul Purpose counter or your Soul Purpose entrepreneur presents you with the product, you know that she's giving you something that's going to work well with your skin. It's going to be moisturizing. It's not going to dry you out.
Well, that's just part of being educated, because we all know marketing is all about segmentation. It's all about finding your product to fit for a particular segment of the population, and that's how you ultimately end up becoming successful and then being able to expand beyond that. Before I ask you more about your products, I want to ask you, from a direct selling standpoint, what type of encouragement are you getting from other, if at all, other company owners? What type of people are supporting you?
You know, it's really interesting. I have been, Keeper, tremendously blessed. And I want to start by saying that Steve and Michelle Wallach at Youngevity Life Sciences are really extraordinary people, and some of the most extraordinary people I've met in the industry. When I was starting off and trying to raise the millions I needed to get Soul Purpose off the ground, they invited me into Youngevity and said, listen, we've got space in our warehouse. If you need a table and a chair and room to start your company and ship your products, you've got a space here. We know what you're trying to do. We know what you're trying to do in the black community. We know you want to empower women, and we've got space in our warehouse. We can make room for you. And they have just been a godsend to me. Without them, I would not be able to be in business. And these are white people out in San Diego. So I want to start by saying that you get help from, unexpected places. The blessings will come if you're open to them. In addition, I don't have a big team. So I've had people like Dora Chambers at ACN and Tammy Stanley and others who've called me up and said, listen, if you need help with training and developing your sales force, if you need somebody to speak on a Tuesday night call, give us a call. And they've been extraordinarily helpful. Doug Firebaugh, Tammy Stanley, Dora Chambers. It's just been really wonderful how people have really come together. They've acknowledge the vision that I have in the company. Another person that has been helpful, I'm blanking on his name, but he does the dental products. I'll think about.
Oh, would that be a Richard Brooke or someone like that?
Richard Brooke.
Yes, OxyFresh.
Yeah, OxyFresh has been really, really helpful. So I have to say that as a black woman in this industry during Black History Month, that I've been really blessed. The blacks like Tracy Lynn and Ursula Dudley and others, we have come together. We've met at DSA events. We support each other. We love each other. But I have to say that there are quite a few white people, including the Wallachs, who have been extraordinarily helpful of the vision and what I'm trying to do. So I am really, I have to say, just really in awe of the industry and how supportive other CEOs have been and other executives have been, as they know that I'm trying to do something that hasn't really been done. I think, Ursula and
Eunice Dudley.
Yeah, I think we're all really trying to do something, and it's been Tracy Lynn, it's a lot of work, and we don't have a lot of money and resources, and so people have really been helpful.
What I think is interesting is the people that we're talking about outside of Joe Dudley, who's not as active as he used to be with Dudley Products, but has primarily started it. You have Ursula and Eunice for the most part.
Right.
You and Dr. Tracy Lynn. We're talking about women. We're not even talking about black men here. We're talking about women who have had the gumption, the courage, the nerve to dream big, big dreams that you guys could pull off something like this in an industry that's dominated by people that don't necessarily look like us. Speaking of us, let's get to your products, because I want to find out more about your products. Can you tell me, what is Body Custard?
Body Custard is the equivalent of a very rich body cream. So if you go into Macy's or Nordstrom's and you go to one of the high-end counters and they give you that ultra-rich body cream, that's what the custard is. Very thick, has a lot of cocoa butter and shea butter. It's very creamy and luxurious in the texture. And so I wanted to create something that white women actually really gravitate towards the custard because it's got a creaminess as opposed to an oiliness to it. And they really love how it glides on the skin.
And your products are more personal care, skin care, supplements. Have you put together something with longevity that allows you to cross-pollinate? Anything like that going on?
Oh, you are so smart. Well, the Soul Purpose product line are primarily self-care, so body care products. You know, shower gels, lotions, salt scrubs, brown sugar scrubs, foot care, hair care. We've got all of those, anything you need from your head to your toe. And about 6 months ago, we launched an organic skincare line, which I'm really excited about.
Wow.
We're going to have to send you some for your wife. It's really, really great. And the white women particularly are lapping it up. It's an all-organic botanical skincare line that I think your wife will just adore.
Now,
so really
hold on. Okay, so she's Jewish, so can she use it too?
Absolutely. She wants to look young, and if she likes Rose Absolute and Rose Essential Oils and vitamin C to help with the wrinkling and brown spots, yeah, she's going to love it. My Jewish friends love the product.
We were talking about her brown spots this morning that seemed to be migrating and spreading out.
So you're going to have to send me an email with your home address, and let's get her supply of organic skincare.
How do you handle these supplements from vitamins and things like that?
And the supplements, well, Longevity has an extraordinary line. I think it's the best in the world. Dr. Wallach has developed. And so we're putting together a pack called the Be Well Pack, which we're launching March 1st, which is going to include a new product that they have called Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It's like an orange drink. The press releases just came out from Clemson University right before Christmas that says the tangy tangerine was actually effective in eradicating cancer cells if taken on a daily basis. So we're putting together the tangy tangerine and then essential fatty acid vitamin gels. We're putting that in a package along with the Soul Purpose shower gel, a Soul Purpose lotion, a Soul Purpose moisturizing day cream for the face, and a stress relief massage balm. It's sort of your essential pack of products that you would use every day. So literally you'd get up, you'd take your shower with the gel, you'd moisturize your skin, you'd put the Alive day cream on your face, you'd put your tangy tangerine in your water bottle, you take your essential fatty acid, gels, you swallow those down, you'd have your water bottle for the rest of the day with your vitamins and nutrients in it, and you throw your Be Well massage balm in your purse or on your bedside table for after work if you want to de-stress, if you're driving around, if you're at the office and you're feeling tense, you can massage it on your temples, behind the neck, on your wrists. And we're putting together a pack, and the promotion is going to be around helping our customers and our entrepreneurs to look good as well as feel good. So using the combination of Soul Purpose and Longevity, Longevity has an excellent Healthy Start Pack and 90 for Life campaign because you can get your 90 essential vitamins and nutrients through the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the EFA. So we've put it together with the Soul Purpose products so that we now have an essential pack of products that customers can use every day to feel good and look good.
Very good. We're getting ready to wrap up here, but one of the things that I would like to just really go over, your comp plan, your direct sales, your party plan, your network marketing, or are you kind of a hybrid for those people that might be looking for an opportunity, or for those who may even be looking to switch? Something that I very, very, very rarely even talk about. In fact, this is the very first time I even mentioned something like this, because I need to stay as neutral as possible. But I think it is incredibly important from an industry standpoint that we support Black-owned companies, primarily women. I think in order for the industry to grow, especially here in the United States, where there are so many dollars being left on the floor because companies have not pursued the black market properly and with as much vigor and energy as they should. From your standpoint, your comp plans, what are you, kind of a hybrid kind of thing? So people
We
understand.
are a hybrid company. So we have a very lucrative very great compensation plan. So if somebody wants to come in, we even have the CEO packs where people can come in. They buy a CEO pack at $300, and they, the payouts are amazing on it. Using the longevity compensation plan last year, they had over $50 million earners in the company. So we've got a very lucrative compensation plan. Nice. But it really is a hybrid because I've worked on a whole party plan component. So if you want to just do parties and have gifts for the hosts and where they get half price, items and the whole host program, and you can enter it online, we've got that totally fully integrated into Soul Purpose as well. Good. Because we believe that our spa products, our bath and body, are best sold through the party. Good. But we also know people are going to be coming in and want to make a lot of money. So we've got the whole longevity, very aggressive and very lucrative compensation plan for that person who really wants to build big and make a lot of money very quickly.
From the network marketing standpoint. Yeah. As we wrap up here, I want to make sure that we have some clarity here on the comment that you made about the study and the cancer issue. We're not making any medical claims here.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's be sure that everyone understands. There is no medical claim here that a product or a service that longevity or Soul Purpose makes solves cancer. It's just a study that you were referring to. How does someone...
just did a study last year, or late last year, and it just came out. We were really pleased with it.
Yeah, you're just trying to draw in the correlation between the study and your products. Yeah. How does someone contact you? How does someone get to know more about Soul Purpose?
Nadine Thompson, so Nadine, Thompson with a P, THOMPSON at soulpurpose.com.
And so the Soul Purpose website is soulpurpose.com or Soul Purpose Lifestyle Company, because I know you're really the full name, but what's the
it's
the
just
website?
It's just soulpurpose.com, and they can go on there and they can read all the studies and they can see all the information about our partnerships. They can read about the products. They can read about the party plan. They can read about the compensation. They can read about all of the campaigns that we have, the skincare, all of that is online. And I talk about wealth creation, and I talk about the need to build in our communities. I talk about the benefits of, organic, all natural products, why that's good for you. We've put all of that out there so that people can go out and read and get informed and feel comfortable before they make a decision.
Nadine, thank you so much. This being Black History Month, you are the embodiment of what Black history, the legacy of greatness is in direct selling. I will also say the same thing for Dr. Tracy Lynn and Tracy Lynn Jewelry and Eunice and Ursula Dudley over at Dudley Products.
Those are my sisters, and they're doing a tremendous job, and I think we've got to continue to hold each other up. And, those two women I love deeply.
If there's anything that I can do to help you in your efforts, please let me know. So other people do know, our July Company of the Quarter, which is a decision that we made a little while ago, will be Soul Purpose. We think they're that special. Yes, you will be. That will be our July Company of the Quarter on Direct Selling Live. Nadine, have a great, great weekend. You take care of the family, and look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you. And thank you again, Keeper, for the work that you're doing at Direct Selling Live. We all follow you. We all love you. We all, love what you're doing. And we really appreciate, your recognition of the people who are working really hard in the industry. And I know that your vision is to really expose, everyone to this great industry. And I think what you're doing is tremendous. And I just want to publicly congratulate you for a job well done.
Thank you very much. You take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Nadine Thompson, what an honest discussion. She had some pretty insightful things to say. I thought one of the more interesting things that we talked about was Black ownership in direct selling. There are so many inherent challenges that the typical white owner does not have to deal with. you not only have to be very good at what you do, in a lot of ways you have to be very lucky. Another thing that I thought was interesting is it's the women who have the courage, who have the tenacity, who have the willingness to create a company. There aren't any men, black men owners in direct selling, but it's the women who march forward, who soldier forward with a dream, with a vision, regardless of the obstacle. With that said, I'm going to read something that I think is very significant at this time. It was a speech in 1933 from Mary McLeod Bethune, one of the founders of Bethune-Cookman College at HBCU, historically black college. So just stick with me for a few minutes. I think this is going to be a very impactful piece of speech that I think you're really going to enjoy. To Frederick Douglass is credited the plea that the Negro be not judged by the heights to which he has risen, but by the depths from which he has climbed. Judged on that basis, the Negro woman embodies one of the modern miracles of the New World. 100 years ago, she was the most pathetic figure on the American continent. She was not a person, in the opinion of many, but a thing whose personality had no claim to the respect of mankind. She was a household drudge, a means for getting distasteful work done. She was an animated architectural implement to augment the services of mules and plows in cultivating and harvesting cotton crops. Then, she was an automatic incubator, a producer of human livestock, beneath whose heart and lungs more potential laborers could be bred and nurtured and brought to the light of day. Today, she stands side by side with the finest manhood the race has been able to produce. Whatever the achievements of the Negro man in letters, business, art, pulpit, civic progress, and moral reforms, he cannot but share them with the sister of a darker hue. Whatever glory belongs to the race for a development unprecedented in history for the given length of time, a full share belongs to the womanhood of the race. By the very force of circumstances, the part she has played in the progress has been the necessity of certain extent, subtle and indirect. She has not always been permitted a place in the front ranks where she could show her face and make her voice heard with effect. But she has been quick to seize every opportunity which presented itself to come more and more into the open and strive directly for the uplift of the race and the nation. In that direction, her achievements have been nothing short of amazing. When the ballot box was made available to the womanhood of America, the sister of darker hue was not slow to seize the advantage. In sections where the Negro could gain access to the voting booth, the intelligent, forward-looking elements of the race of women have taken hold of political issues with enthusiasm and mental acumen that might well set forth examples for other groups. Oftentimes, she has led the struggle towards moral improvement and political record that has compelled her reluctant brother to follow her determined lead. In a time of war, as in time of peace, the Negro woman has been ready to serve for the people and the nation's good. During the recent World War, she pleaded to go into uniform of the Red Cross nurse and was denied the opportunity only and solely on the basis of racial distinction. Negro women have thrown themselves wholeheartedly into the organization of groups to direct the social uplift of their fellow men, one of the greatest achievements of their race. In no field of modern social relationships has the hand of service and the influence of the Negro woman been felt more distinctly than in the Negro Orthodox Church. It may be safe to say that the chief sustaining force in support of the pulpit and the various stages of missionary enterprise has been the feminine element of the membership. The development of the Negro Church since Civil War has been another of the modern miracles. Throughout its growth, the untiring effort, the unfledgling enthusiasm, the sacrificial contribution of time, effort, and cash earning of the black woman have been the most significant factors without which the modern Negro Church would have no history worth writing. Both before and since emancipation, by some rare gift, she has been able to hold on to the fibers of family unity and keep the home keep the home one unimpaired whole. In recent years, it has become increasingly the case where in many instances the mother is the sole dependent of the home and single-handed fights the wolf from the door, while the father submits unwillingly to enforced idleness and unavoidable unemployment. Yet, in myriads of circumstances, she controls home discipline with tight reins and exerts a unifying influence that is the miracle of the century. The true worth of a race must be measured by the character of its womanhood. As the years have gone by, Negro women have touched the most vital fields of the civilization today. Wherever she has contributed, she has left the mark of strong character. The educational institutions she has established and directed have met the needs of her young people. Her cultural development, her content has concentrated itself into artistic presentation accepted and acclaimed by critics. She is successful as a poet and as a novelist. She is shrewd in business and capable in politics. She recognizes the importance of uplifting her people through social, civic, and religious activities, starting at a time when as a mammy she nursed the infants of the other race and taught him and her meager stores of truth. She has been a contributing factor of note to interracial relationships. Finally, through the past century, she has made and kept her home intact, humble. Though it may have been in many instances, she has made and is making history. Blacks in Direct Selling, A Legacy of Greatness, is all about history. The speech by Mary McLeod Bethune not only was significant almost 100 years ago, it is even more significant today. And not just for black women, for all women. As we look around and see what is happening in our politics, as we look around and see what's happening globally, women are stepping forward in greater numbers of all races, of all religions, of all sexualities, and they are taking the reins with pride and doing an outstanding job. This is the last show for this year's Black History Celebration in Direct Selling. I really hope you enjoyed it. It has been my pleasure to bring this information to you, and I hope you are with us again next year. Blacks in Direct Selling, A Legacy of Greatness, A Legacy of Historical Significance, something we can all be proud of.